Well, welcome. This week we started off with the word impeach.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk
And impeachment is what the Plan Democrats legislators are planning against the chief executive.
Yes.
And I would say it's more like a gesture.
Yeah.
For the Plan Democrats.
Yes.
Yeah, because they have barely over 1/3 of the votes, and for impeachment you need to have 2/3.
Do you also need bicameral? Do you need a functional constituency vote for it and the geographical?
I don't know. I think, but you need 2/3. That's what they usually call the supermajority.
It's going to be tough to get there.
Yeah. And,
unless a bunch of the old Henry Tang supporters all of a sudden flip over, But that's
even though they will ask for political favors.
Well, yes.
From someone.
And they would want to know who is coming next to extract those favors from. So impeachment, people have been talking about it, and it doesn't necessarily lead to a resignation, even if it happens.
Yeah.
Right? But it is a strong condemnation.
If you have impeachment, the chief executive can actually ask the legislature to dissolve.
Yes. And force a LegCo election.
Yep.
Yeah, and so we could see that as well.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of the propaganda, people calling on the chief executive to resign. And the question that I would have then, and replace him with who? That's
not only that.
issue.
Not only that. That's the key question.
Yeah.
But with the current system, what do you think the Chinese government and the 1,200 people from the electorate committee is going to replace CY Leung, even if you're able to call in an impeachment, have the votes to ask him down. With the current system, it's actually, you may have an even more iron fist replacement.
Yes, yeah.
It really didn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
but it's not too uncommon for the Pan Democrats to do a gesture like this, though.
To do that, and I think it's also something that's mentally easy for people to I'm going to Photoshop a picture of CY Leung with the big words saying, you should quit.
Yeah.
But if he quits, it'll be because Beijing has said, all right, like Tang Chihua, it's time for you to go, which doesn't change anything. I think that something that would be much more interesting was if the people were calling for CY to stand up, as in stand up to Beijing and say, okay, I have this job now, but now I'm going to stand up for the people of Hong Kong, and if you want, then you can fire me. But for now, I'm standing up for the people of Hong Kong. That would be truly transformative. Having him resign, I don't see where that goes to much benefit. But having him maybe change tack and say, okay, listen, I'm going to go to Beijing and fight for the people of Hong Kong. I think that's what people really want.
Well, right now, I think people have
not against Beijing, but for Hong Kong. It's different.
Yes, I think the key word here is you have to understand that impeachment is not a solution.
Yeah.
And sometimes with a huge social movement like this, there should always be someone who is critical and at the same time tactical.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think what you have just said is actually very critical and tactical. You are being critical to the Pan Democrats that this is not.
I know why they're doing it.
I know, but
I know why they're doing it. It's probably good politics for them.
Not a feasible outcome, though.
Yes.
They won't be able to achieve a feasible outcome. So it may be easier to mobilize people to see what can you get via the chief executive. I think that's a more pragmatic.
Yeah, easier to get, and as you say, pragmatic, because it is probably more likely they can force a resignation of a sitting chief executive, which has happened before. Getting a chief executive to stand up for Hong Kong, that would be a real game changer. I mean, and that's ultimately what people are after, right? That's why they want to get a different kind of system to elect a chief executive, somebody who will stand up for Hong Kong. And they don't feel like they have that now, which is why they're angry. So that would be a game changer, and I don't know. I don't know if any, maybe somebody out there is listening, and they might want to change their tactics. But it's easier to ask for a resignation, and probably more likely you're going to get it.
Okay.
But I think the other way would probably get a better solution.
Well, best wishes for Hong Kong and its people.
All right.
Thank you.
I hear that, Vincent. I hear that.
Thank you.
Cheers.